Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you guys for purchasing the Phoenix Rack. We're gonna show you how to put this bad boy together. All right, now your Phoenix Rack is gonna come in 4 boxes. 2 boxes are gonna contain the components to create the base. 1 box is gonna be your accessories box that has the handle as well as all the hardware pieces along with the gussets that support the uprights. And box number 4 is gonna have your uprights in it. Before we get started, I wanna show you guys the tools we need. To assemble the Phoenix Rack, you guys are gonna need an 1 1/8" wrench as well as an 1 1/8" socket. You can have 2 wrenches. It'll make your life a little bit easier if you have a socket wrench, or if you want to make your life real easy, you'll have an impact wrench that has an 1/8" socket already on it, just to speed things up a little bit. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna assemble the folding bracket into the one side of the base. And right now, if you guys purchase the wheel kit, it would be your best bet to go ahead and install it into these 2 holes here. And for the wheel kit, you're gonna need both a 7/16 wrench as well as a 3/4 wrench. We're gonna flip the base piece upside down as well as the folding bracket. And the folding bracket is gonna slide right into the base. And once we're here, we're gonna make sure that the little brackets here inside of the folding bracket are lined up. And then we're gonna run that pin right through so that this is fixed in place before we run our hardware. Then you're gonna take one of your longer hardware assemblies, the one that has the 4 washers into it. Place 1 washer first onto the bolt, and then on your next washer, you're gonna place between this wall that's inside the base piece and the folding bracket. So it's always easier to kind of slide your finger in there. Then you're gonna guide that bolt through. Then you're gonna do that one more time on the other side. So washer is gonna slide right in there. And you're gonna use your finger to kind of support it and then guide that bolt through. Now the bolt is all the way through, then we're gonna take one more washer, slide it right on over. And then the lock washer is gonna slide on. And then your nut is gonna slide on. And so once that nut is on, just go ahead and slide your other hand down in there and you can turn it. Get it hand tight. And then here is where we're gonna take our wrench and we're gonna slide our wrench in on one side and then make sure that this is set to tighten. I'm gonna make it a little easier on myself. I'm actually gonna come through here and pop the little rubber end cap off. I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it with the power tool. So now this step right here is very important. We're gonna tighten it down. Until the bracket itself is pretty tight. And there shouldn't be any play up and down in the base bracket. And once we have that tight, we're gonna pull the orange handle pin out and stand the bracket up. And we're gonna test this mechanism before we continue on to the other side. So to test it, we're just gonna let it go up and down. And as you can see, we have no play there. And we can take this pin back, run it back through the base, cap gets back on. Now one side of the base is completed, and we're gonna repeat those exact same steps on the other side of the base. All right, now that we got both sides of the Phoenix Rack base assembled, we're gonna connect them with the center bracket piece. I also like to call this the lunchbox piece because it kind of looks like a lunchbox. A lunchbox for beefcakes. So we're gonna take these screws or bolts and same thing here. We're gonna start with 1 washer, take it through the first hole, and then the next washer is going to go in between your lunchbox piece and the folding brackets. That's going to come through, and then we'll take the next washer, that comes on through, then washer, lock washer, and then nut. Then we're going to repeat that step on the other side. So a trick here, I like to use my finger to line that washer up, and then I'll press on the other side of the lunchbox piece, and then that'll make running that bolt through that hole pretty easy. Flat, lock, nut again. And again, if you have the impact wrench, your life will be real easy. You just go ahead and tighten those. Now your Phoenix rack base is completely assembled. Next step we're gonna go ahead and put on the gusset pieces. So there's gonna be 2 gusset pieces on each side, and those gusset pieces are gonna share a set of bolts. So same thing here. We're gonna disassemble the hardware kit. Bolt runs through, and then we're gonna put 2 sets of gussets on, and that screws on. Then once you have one, the rest become pretty easy. Then we can work it on over to the other side. So again, we also want to make sure that the B is facing the right way. Now that we pretty much have the base assembled, we're going to take the upright, and we're going to make sure that the side with the closer hole spacing is going to face the front as well as the back of the rack. So we're going to drop that upright right in between the 2 gussets. Going to make sure that these holes line up. And once they do, we're going to take that same bolt setup that has the 2 flat washers, and we're going to go ahead and run those through. Now, once all your hardware is through and hand tightened, what we want to do, since there is a little bit of tolerance in these parts, as you guys can see that the upright might move forward and backwards a little bit, what we're going to want to do is make sure that the upright is sitting nice and flat, and then once we have it set, from there, we can go ahead and tighten our bolts. And as you're tightening, make sure, sometimes when it tightens, it might want to pull the upright back or forward. So as you're tightening, you can give it little micro adjustments and then continue to tighten. And then we're going to repeat this step here on the other side. All right, guys, now the final step is to make sure that all the pins are safely and securely installed. Now, when we're dealing with these newer pins, sometimes this little quick release ball might be a little stiff. So it's a good idea to kind of just press them a little bit, make sure they're broken in. And then also the holes that are in the brackets and in the tubing, we have a very, very, very tight tolerance in them. So when the rack is new, it might be a firm push to get the pins through. So don't fret, that'll be all right. Pin goes in, pin is in, and your rack is set up and ready to use. All right, now that your rack is assembled, tightened down, all that's left is to put your J-hooks on. Then you're going to get to work. And also, if you have any other accessories, if you purchase the rack with an adjusta bar or with spotter arms or maybe a bar holder or landmine, dip attachment, anything like that, now would also be the time to add those attachments, and then you guys can get to work. I just want to thank you guys again for purchasing a Phoenix rack. Your all support means the world to us. If there's anything we can help you with or any questions you need answers, please don't hesitate to shoot us an email, team@bridgebuilt.com. We'll be more than happy to get you guys taken care of. And also make sure you're keeping up with us on Instagram @bridgebuilt. Once you guys get your racks in and set up, we'd love to see you training. We'd love to see the racks in action. So tag us, we want to see it. And hope you guys get some awesome training in on this bad boy. Thank you.